Hi everyone. I thought I would surprise everyone with a walkthrough through my Linux laptop. About a year ago, I was working with an HP 8530 EliteBook, which runs at about 2.5 megahertz on a Centrina dual-core processor, 4 megabytes RAM, and 160 gig hard drive, and Windows 10 was going really slow. I could open up a menu, walk and get some coffee, come back, and I get the little sidebar popping up. And so I ended up buying a new laptop for freelance work, and I threw Linux distros. I started with Linux Lite, but I'm going with Linux Mint, which is the gold standard. And one of the nice things about Linux is it's very customizable. So here, I'm running a desktop environment called XFCE, which you can get different desktop environments that do different things. So you can do Mac type interfaces. You can customize it. The thing I like about XFCE is that it's very basic, but it works. And so if we look at, and it's also very not resource heavy. So if you look at HTOP, which is looking at, it's kind of like System Manager in Windows. So we see the processors are going full score, but if you look at the actual memory, we're using 700 megabytes of 4 gig. And keep in mind, I'm screencasting this, so we're running that software as well. And the other nice thing I could do is I found an open source next generation LCARS font. And so with this color scheme, it kind of looks kind of Star Trek-y. But one of the nice things is that when you're working with Linux, the software works and it works well. So if I'm going to open a document, so let's open up, so I'm working on my Professor Challenger story. Let me open up let's open up the submission guidelines. It's a Word document file. But if you use LibreOffice, unlike Word, which may take forever, these are the submission guidelines, but there you go. And I'm not going to show too much because I don't want Ron and Rob mad at me for revealing trade secrets. But there's also cool things like I use games. I can run Steam on this, and I've been running my new favorite game when I'm bored is Adventure Capitalist, which is basically earning tons of money and not getting any credit. Go capitalism. But you can also run cool things like I've got Chromium and and Firefox. So let's open Firefox. And again, if you're expecting, Linux is not lightning fast, where some people do it, as some people might claim. But the nice thing is it's a lot faster than Windows. So let's go check out the Chicago. So as we go through that, tends to upload page to load. Page, we've got guidelines. Page, not much. A variety of sources. You just click. Of Linux have this. If there's any updates that you can switch, you can get. And when you see package and repositories, that means packages are basically bundles of software, and repositories are where they're stored. So Update Manager, it looks like there's nothing we need to update. Oh, we're up to date. But if I wanted to install something, I can easily go and search for Software Manager. And as it comes up, you can also change desktops as well. So Software Manager, we've got a variety of different software. And it's also customizable in terms of look. So if I want to do change the wallpaper, we're going to go from that to let's Sherlock Holmes. And things I can show you. You can actually do I have several books on here, eBooks. So we're currently loading one book, which should be the works of Arthur Morrison. By the way, if you ever get to read it, read his Martin Hewitt stories and also read Dorrington Deedbox. You can get a $3 ebook via Delphi Classics. There's your obvious plug. So there's Dorrington Deedbox, and there's the ebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to open. Let's go back. Let's go and open. I'm going to find. Oh, okay. This is one of my reference works. Available from Altus Press. You can get Criminal Masterminds Enduring Adventures. So basically, you can either scroll down or, let me see if we can call up no, that's not it. So we're just going to check out of there. Let me see. For entertainment, I use, although it does have VLC loaded, I use Lollipop for my music simply because VLC and other music players tend to be more song-based and file-based. What I love about Lollipop is that it's album-based. So you can actually see, so if we look at everything that I've got loaded here, okay, we've got a variety of, I've got some of my radio archives files here. I've got a variety of podcasts. And, okay, yes, I also have I also have a selection of Green Hornet radio shows. Sue me, I get distracted. That's the other nice thing, too, about Linux is if I need to make changes, what I can always do is I can either go software or I can do things like sudo apt update. Let's see. And that's the cool thing about Linux is it actually teaches you how to use computers. And there's all sorts of cool stuff in here. So it's basically looking at all are up to date. To see what else I can do. Email, so I love how Thunderbird works, and that's the great thing. When you look at software on Windows, Windows tends to be a resource hog. So Thunderbird on Windows, because Windows is running high on it. With this, nothing is super swift. It's not as swift as you might think, but the nice thing is it's functional, and I've got all sorts of emails and ooh, yeah, lovely. See, it just works. And I can even change the theming. So if I go to, and I'm so used to doing it by hand. So if I want to change the theming to, let's change it to Adapta. And change the icons to Mocha. And see, so everything changes and it's very customizable and readable. I also use, and the other great thing is when you look at this, okay, let me use Disk Manager because I don't think that quite tells the story. Disk Usage Analyzer. So with a variety of some video files, some music files, I'm only using about 55 gig. If this were Windows, with just the operating system and the number of files, it would be 2/3 full versus the 1/3 full, roughly, that it's here. And it also allows you to work with, that's a flash drive that I have installed. And that actually tells me, okay, here's what's taking up the most room. Found 001 is just a Linux thing. Music, that's just probably some various files. And SlimJet is a portable browser when I'm using a remote computer. And the other nice thing is I've got Audacity, so I can enter files. I've got a way to read comic books online, CBR files. So if I open this, we're not going to donate today. So file, we're going to open. Let's see, I know I have. Here, let's do this differently. So let's go home. And we're going to open a series that I remember reading when I was younger. And more. I shrink here. Let me. So work like that. And we also have, downloads. So if we use VLC to open, where are we going to open? Oh yeah, Angel and the Bad Man, because let's face it, we all need a good Western once in a while. Also, it's public domain, so I can get away with showing this. And that's pretty much it. There's tons of other stuff I could go into, but I just wanted to do a short, quick run through. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. I'll throw this on Facebook, on my writers and personal Facebook page. I may even throw it up on YouTube and Patreon. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy this, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Leave comments, tell me how cool this is, and I will talk later.